Next Level Mindset with another powerful and positive video talking about 7 types of people to stay away from no matter what. I'm going to share my experience, things that I've done to avoid those type of people. Make sure you stay with me on this all the way through. I've got a bonus type. Will probably surprise you. You do not want to miss this. By the fact that you're watching and listening to this right now, this is confirmation that you value your company, the people that you hang around. This is an early bonus point. Number 1, most people will want you to lower your standards to be with them, but you can make them raise their standards to be with you. We'll talk more about that. Subscribe so you can stay empowered with this community and this family. Would love to have you here. So this first person, the type of person you absolutely need to stay away from, is the complaining type. Those who always complaining about something. There are some people in your life that's hanging around you that always complain. I've learned to realize that I don't have to be around that. I do not have to be around those who are not thankful. To find something to be grateful for, something to be thankful for. And when you've gone through hell and back, you can be thankful. Those emotions of gratitude, the attitude will increase your altitude, getting you to a whole nother level in your life. I've never been into protests. I really never been out there protesting about things because I've learned that I can make a change. I like to say I don't have to complain. I can rearrange and make a change, doing what I know needs to be done. The next time you find yourself around someone who's complaining, they'll probably want you to complain just like them. Resentment. And most of the time, they're not even aware of what they're saying. They're not even aware of how they're coming across. There's a saying that you can see the glass half full, right? Or you can see it half empty. And for some of these people, there is no glass at all. So I've learned to be thankful. I've learned to be grateful, increasing my altitude, getting me to the next level in my life. And really, to be real about it, we all have something in our lives that we find complaints. For example, for me now, I'm able to catch those complaints when they first start coming into my mind. I'm able to actually catch them. Say, you know what? Nope, I'm not going to go there. I'm actually going to choose to be positive. I'm going to choose to have an attitude of gratitude. We can change how we feel in a heartbeat. Why not feel empowered? I got this affirmation that says I am a strong, intelligent, powerful, and positive individual living a prosperous and abundant life. I have all that I need at all times. So use affirmations too. That's another thing that has helped me. When you're around certain people, you have to create you an affirmation that remind you you don't have to be around everyone that comes your way. And one of the things that has helped me in my life is to stay away from those people who are never really thankful or grateful in anything. They're really always complaining and wanting you to complain too. They'll either resent you, either they're going to resent you for not validating what they're complaining about, or they're going to wonder why you're not complaining just like them. But you don't have to do that. You can find something in your life to be grateful for. So I've learned to stay away from those who complain. I choose to not complain. I can always make a change, rearrange, and get it done. And the second type of person to absolutely stay away from no matter what is the gossiping type. Those who are always talking about somebody. It took me a while to realize that anyone who's talking to me about somebody else is probably talking to them about me, right? Think about that. Anybody that comes your way talking about somebody else, either making fun of them or just putting them down in any way, they're probably doing the same thing when they're with them talking about you. So it's so important to make sure we don't hang around those who are always gossiping, always got something negative to say about somebody else. And in my life, I've learned that my company is important. The people we hang around has a great deal to do with the area of our lives, things that happen in our lives. So I'm learning to stay away from those gossiping type people. You would be amazed at the things that we say about people that really has a great effect on them. Our words have power. Our words are a superpower. We can speak life or we can speak death. We can speak prosperity and abundance, or we can talk about how we don't have what we need. I like to say I have everything that I need at all times. You know, my affirmations and my words, I'm learning to make those words powerful. But gossiping is just something not on the level of spirituality. Most people who are gossiping to you about somebody else, it's really something in them that they don't see that they need to have. It's really something in them that they see they need. Something in them that they may not feel confident about. It's really something that they see in you that they wish they had for themselves. So be aware of those gossiping type people, always talking about somebody else. Because trust me, if they're talking about them to you, they're probably talking about you to them. Stay away from them, no matter what. And the third type, the next type of person to absolutely stay away from, is what I call the excusing type. Those are the people always telling you what they can't do, right? Telling you what you can't do, telling you what can't be done. One of my affirmations says, I have eliminated the words I can't out of my life. Stepping out on faith, I can do all things through the power of God within me that I am. I don't say what I can't do, I say what we can do. With the right attitude, with the right gratitude, with the right actions, stepping out on faith, anything is possible. With God, all things are possible. And by the fact that you're watching this right now, you're probably someone on that spiritual level. We don't talk about what we can't do. So I've learned to avoid those excusing types, those who always give you reasons why something can't be done. And most of the time it's because they're not choosing to step out. It's a choice. It's a choice. We all can either choose to step up, step out, or we can choose to step back with excuses. And I'm learning to eliminate every excuse out of my life. One of my affirmations says, I am always prepared for the challenge, always ready for the unexpected, always come through with an outstanding performance and an outstanding result. I can be counted on. So I find myself where I have good reason to have an excuse. There's something that I've learned to tap into that will cause me to push forward anyway, doing what I know needs to be done. And that's a true leader. A true leader will do what needs to be done even when we know we don't feel like doing it. If that's you, you're on that next level. So avoid those excusing types, because if you allow yourself to be around them, they'll have you making excuses just like them. We can get it done. Anything we put our minds to is possible right here and right now. And by the way, if you're new here, you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Join this family. If you want to stay empowered and inspired together, we would love to have you here as a part of this community. The next type of person to absolutely avoid no matter what is the overtalker, the talkative type. They're always talking, always got something to say, and they're always over talking, right? Trying to talk more than you. They always have to have the last word. Yeah, I've learned to avoid those over-talking type people. They're energy drainers. In fact, I drive for Uber and Lyft and even private clients, and some of those riders are the talkative type, right? And I've learned to just let them talk. Reverse the situation. Let them talk about themselves. Turn the situation over to them. I don't mind listening, but I've learned that a lot of people who talk a lot usually don't have very much to say, right? So avoid the talkative, over-talking type at all costs, no matter what. They will drain your energy, and you'll wonder, why am I feeling this way? But if you're watching this right now, you're probably someone who's been around that type. You know the type when you see them. You already started to avoid them. You stayed away from them. They might be asking you why you don't hang out with us anymore. Why are you not being a part of the group anymore, right? But it's so important for us to realize that we don't have to be around those that are not conducive to our next level. We can always choose the company that we keep. And those who are always talking, trust me. Lights. How come you didn't tell me to turn my lights on? That's okay. We'll pick up from there. So keep that in mind. I know you know someone who's always talking, always over talking. There's nothing wrong with creating a conversation, right? Nothing wrong with creating some dialogue. In fact, let me know in the comments right now which one of these you identify with the most. Which one of these stands out the most for you? I'd like to know that. And the over talker, they always got to have the last word. I've learned to avoid that because my words have power. Their words have power. And if we allow someone to speak something into our lives that is not lining up with what we know God has created for us, that's not next level thinking. And so we have to think outside the box. And I've learned to avoid those type of people no matter what. Your life is so much more important than to choose that. And that's another thing. We're all choosing our company. We're choosing to be around. Always making that choice. So if you find yourself around someone who's always talking, saying so much that they really are not saying anything at all, stay away from them. And what if it's someone real close? We'll talk about that coming up in a minute. But it might hurt at first, but it will heal at last. And the fifth type, absolutely stay away from no matter what, is the one that always condemns you and puts you down when you do wrong, but never wants to encourage you when you do well. Never really want to congratulate you. Remember that old saying that we used to say, it takes one to know one? Easy for us to see the wrong in others, but not so easy for us to see it in ourselves. Just know that it's not really you, it's really them. They're probably unable or unwilling to just recognize that rightness. Maybe they hadn't been encouraged. Maybe they hadn't been around the right people that they hang around. But you and me, we know better than that. We're not going to hang around any type that is not lining up with a next level mindset, not lining up with spiritual practices, not lining up with the God within us, not lining up with the light and the inward being of rightness. Just being real, just being right, integrity. So if you find yourself hanging around someone like that, it might be time for a change, right? It might be time to shift that to another level. When was the last time you told someone that was a great job? Keep up the great work. That was outstanding. Appreciating them for the work that they've done. And so most people will not appreciate your good for what you've done. They only see the bad. I like to say most people, they'll see the shine, but they never recognize that time, the grind, the work you put in to get things done in your life. So I'm learning to just avoid certain types of people who only see the bad, never seeing that good. There's a balance. There really has to be a balance. And when you balance that out, that's when you know things are going to work out for your good. That's when you know your company, the company that you keep. We all have a dark side. We all have something that is not conducive, something that is not really conducive to that light. But I've learned to find it, balance it out, to be aware of it, and to make the changes necessary to be changed in my life. So keep that in mind for you. The next time you find yourself hanging around anyone, are they only condemning you for where you're wrong? Or do they congratulate you for what you know and what they know is right? And the sixth type, the next type of person to absolutely avoid no matter what, is the one who always tells you yes, right? Though always tells you what you want to hear and not what they know you need to hear. I think they're called the yes type, yes man or a yes woman, the yes type of people. And after over half a century, it has taken me just this long to realize that most people are not going to tell you what you need to hear. They're only going to tell you what they think is going to make you feel good. And that's the thing when you hang around people. One of my affirmations says that I create win-win situations for everyone around me as I help others to win. And when you're around those who only tell you what they think you want to hear, you really never can reach your next level. You really never can accomplish your goals. You need someone who's going to acknowledge your gifts. You need someone who's going to tell you, follow your passions, follow your heart, do what you know is right. These are the people that we need to be around. We can choose. It is really a choice. Every one of us is making a choice every moment of our lives. Who we're going to be around, the things that we're going to think about, the actions that we're going to take. All of those add up. And when we hang around those who are in line with the spirituality that we practice, that's when we know we can get to that next level. And if you're part of the family, you already know that's how we like to do it to get it done. Next level mindset. That's where it's at. And the seventh type, this type of person will probably surprise you. And that is your spouse. That is your wife, your husband, your family members, right? Those who are close to you, your lover, your partner in life. What do you do? What do you do when the one that's closest to you are the ones that are really not really understanding? When they are the complaining type, when they find themselves to be the yes ma'am, yes sir type. Right? What do you do when the wife or your husband is the one that only condemns you for your wrong, never congratulates you when you do well? And what I've learned to do is realize that there's a balance in it. We just have to be patient with them. We all have those. We all have that dark side. And the more we balance it out, the more we correct ourselves, the better our lives will be. Most people will want you to lower your standards to be with them, but you can make them raise their standards to be with you. We'll talk more about that. But first, I just want to share this with you. Check this out. Just want to give you a sneak peek behind the scenes. One of my songs, Without You. going to be on my upcoming album entitled Satisfied. And you already know about my brand new single that's out right now. It's called Nobody. Playing everywhere your music is streamed. Put that on your favorite Spotify playlist. Grab a copy from the Amazon site. Do that with the links in the description. And if you are enjoying the content on my channel, consider becoming a member. We have a membership in our Buy Me a Coffee site. Enjoy that. Behind the scenes, never seen footage. Buy a coffee. Take one of my books home with you. Any way you want to do it, there's links in the description for you to do just that. And remember, we talked about earlier, most people will want you to lower your standards for them. But I have this saying that you can choose to raise your standards to be with me, but I refuse to lower my standards to be with you. So keep that in mind. Never allow yourself to sacrifice your true identity because others have low standards. Never sacrifice what you know is true for you because other people are not on the level of your standards. I like to do things on that next level, right? Outstanding. Good is all right, but great is outstanding. Yeah. So never choose to lower your standards. Yeah, use that one. Use that one. Let somebody know. You can choose to raise your standards to be with me, but I refuse to lower mine to be with you. You got to step up to that next level. There's a lot of things that has helped me is using affirmations. I use affirmations in my life now more than ever before because they have really changed my life. In fact, there are some powerful affirmations that I put together to change your life in this video coming up on the screen. I think they will be great for you to watch next. So check that out right now and enjoy it. Thanks again to my subscribers and returning viewers. I wouldn't be here without you. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, share this with somebody right now. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Stay blessed, stay positive, stay true. Till next time, I'll see you on the next level. Peace.